Daddy Mag here from Stackz Gaming, coming at you guys with a deck profile for my very own Fire King deck. This isn't your typical Fire King, as in it's not pure, it's also not Snake Eyes. This is a different version I've been playing around with, and I really enjoy it, but I will have to let it go only because I hate that it's tier 0, and it's not even their fault. But to start it off, guys, I am playing only 2 of the Sacred Fire King Runics. Fire level 8 Winged Beast. If a monster that was originally fire was destroyed by battle or card effect, I can special summon this card from the graveyard if it was already there, or my hand, and unsummon. I could destroy one fire beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monster. That's gonna matter in the side deck, but basically you destroy anything that's one of the tri beasts inside of your deck, and then you gain half of its attack. So it's good for pushing, for OTKs, and then helps also combo off with some of the other stuff we're gonna see. For example, the 3 Kirans. Fire King High Avatar Kiran, which is a level 8 fire beast, and during the main phase, if he is in the hand, quick effect, you can destroy one other fire monster in your hand or face up on the field, and if you do, you special summon this card. And if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Fire King monster from hand or graveyard except for himself, and then you can destroy one card on the field. So it'll help you pop stuff in the back row, stuff your opponent has that you don't need, just by special summoning, because this thing got destroyed. So therefore, if you destroy him from the deck with Garunix, you could special summon something else you have. And also the hand part to special summon him is very important, because it goes in tandem with our little chicken nugget, our legendary Fire King Ponix. Level 1 Fire Winged Beast. On normal or special summon, you could add a Fire King spell or trap, and also if this card is destroyed during the next standby phase after this card was sent to the graveyard, you can add it to your hand. It also has a little thing where if a fire monster was destroyed by battle or card effect, I can special summon this card from hand. So this is basically your starter of the deck. If you've seen the tier 0 we're in, you know this is the starter, level 1, fire, and basically helps pushing you. I personally love this card and will always run it at 3. It is Fire King Avatar Arvada, level 4 fire beast warrior. He doesn't share the effect of special summoning if a fire is destroyed, because when a monster effect is activated while this card is on the field, quick effect, I can negate the activation, and if I do, destroy one other fire monster. In hand or field. So basically, it's a monster negate or effect negate for monsters, and you just have to destroy a fire card from hand or field, which tandems with basically all our Fire Kings because it just goes off. This thing does have a graveyard effect. It's not like the others where it'll go back up to your hand, but if this card's destroyed, I can send to the graveyard. You can target one fire beast, beast warrior, or winged beast from the graveyard except himself and special summon it. The effects are negated, but it does get destroyed at the end phase, therefore helping your effects go off again. For example, Kiran, Garunix, or the other one's coming up soon enough. So it's basically an extender with a monster negate, and it's a body. It's 1800. We also play 2 of the Avatar Barongs. Again, it's a level 4 fire beast warrior. This one has the effect of a fire monster is destroyed, you could special summon him. But also, if he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard during the next standby phase, you could search for a Fire King card and add it to your hand. I play 2, everyone only plays 1. Some people aren't even playing it anymore, but I love 2. I've always loved 2. because it's just a free search and it's not once per turn. So if you destroy both of them, you manage to destroy both of them, you get 2 searches your next standby phase. So amazing. I'm still running 1. I've seen some players cut it completely. I've seen some players not even want to play it anymore. It's Fire King Avatar Rangbali, which is basically the same as our Vata, except this one destroys spells and traps, negates spells and traps. And this one does have the effect of the other Fire Kings, where if something is destroyed, you could just special summon himself. So our Vata is the only one that doesn't have that effect, but Rangbali does. I personally love playing the original Garunix for the simple fact that it is a level 8, it is a wing beast, it is a fire, and if he were to get destroyed for any reason, maybe even for an effect negation with Arvada, during the next standby phase, it will just come back and it nukes the board. It basically destroys all monsters on the board. So a Raigeki every standby phase. Not only that, but if he were to be destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, I can special summon a Fire King from the deck except himself. So you could just start summoning from the deck, and it really helps out a lot. I enjoy this card. I really always want to play it, and I recommend people to look into it, maybe just playing 1 copy, because again, with your Sacred King, you could destroy it from the deck, and you know, there you go. You don't even have to worry. Now onto the hand trap suite. We are running the mandatory 3 of Ash. Main why it's mandatory is because it is also fire, so if it does get destroyed with Island, you could go ahead and do your search with Garunix. Special summon Garunix, destroy, and keep going. But also it's an Ash, so yay. We are playing 2 effect failures, sorry. Monster Negate, you always want it. We're playing Ghost Spell in the Hidden Mansion. Haunted Mansion, sorry. Because Ghost Spells really get this format, especially for the graveyard effects going around. Now, the version I play is the Dogmatika version. I do play Dogmatika Maximus. It's a level 8 spellcaster, and I can banish a extra deck monster from the graveyard to special summon himself. Then during the main phase, I can activate the effect where I send 2 monsters with different names from the extra deck to the graveyard, and my opponent also has to do the same thing. I am locked out of the extra deck for the rest of the turn, but it's a really well price to pay for this card. I also play the 1 Fleur de Lis, reason being, during the main phase, if a monster is special summoned from the extra deck on my opponent's field, or if my opponent controls a monster that's special summoned from the extra deck, quick effect, I can special summon this card from the hand, and if I control another Dogmatika monster, Maximus, I can target 1 face-up monster on the field until the end of the next turn, and negate its effect. And while my Dogmatika monster declares an attack, I can make all Dogmatika monsters I currently control gain 500 attack. So it's good to help push. It's another effect failure essentially, and it is also a 3k body when I attack. Yeah, so that's it for the monsters. And on to the spells. We are playing 3 of Nadir Servants, because we will send a monster from the extra deck to the graveyard, and then we are locked out of the extra deck. Oh no. But it'll let us get a Dogmatika card from deck or graveyard back up to our hand. Everyone forgets about the graveyard part. So 3, essential. Then we are playing one of the best continuous spells support that came out for the deck with the new structure, which is Sanctuary. Sanctuary on play, it'll let you place a Fire King Island into the field spell zone. Then it will also protect your Fire King Island if it were to be destroyed by destroying a fire monster. So it just helps continue on your plays with your Fire Kings. And then also, if your opponent were to special summon a monster, you can then XYZ summon using only Fire Kings you control into a Fire XYZ monster into your extra deck. So you don't even have to exceed during your turn. You could exceed during your opponent's turn. That's going to matter when we get to the extra deck. And then the titular Fire King Island, which is a field spell. The card is almost always getting ashed. It's almost always getting ashed, but if a face-up card, if this card is sent to the graveyard or banished face up, it will nuke your board, destroy all monsters you control. But also, you can destroy a fire monster, or actually no, I'm sorry. The beauty of this is you could destroy a monster in your hand. Any monster I control, so hand or field, and you could use one of the effects. During the main phase, you can destroy one monster in your hand or you control, and if you do, add one Fire King monster from the deck to my hand. So if you have Ash, you could destroy Ash, get your Sacred King Garunix, and then you could still special summon Sacred King because you destroy a fire monster this turn. Or if you don't have, let's say you have a Veiler, but you really need to get yourself into a Kirin or a Ponix, you could always do that as well. And then also, something not a lot of people use, but if you control no monsters, you can special summon one Fire Wing Beast type monster from your hand. So if you have a Garunix, a Ponix, anything in your hand, and you don't have anything on board because they destroyed it, just go ahead and special summon it. And then, as for more titular Fire King cards that I'm running, due to the fact that, sorry, a little out of focus. Due to the fact that we are playing Fire Kings, is Circle of the Fire Kings. Not a lot of people are playing it, but I really do enjoy it. It is a quick play spell. Target a fire monster I control and a fire monster in the graveyard. Destroy that monster I control, and if I do, special summon the other one. So let's say I have a Ponix on board, and I left it on board, and I have an Arvata engraved. During my opponent's turn, activate Circle of the Fire Kings, destroy the Ponix in the field, special summon the Arvata. So basically trade off. And then you could trigger off your stuff. If you happen to have a Kirin, Garunix and Grave, the Sacred High King, go ahead and you'll be able to special summon it because you destroy a fire monster. Then I am also playing 2 Fire King Skyburns. I love this card. Again, it's another quick play. Target an equal number of Fire King monsters you control and cards my opponent controls and destroy them. So basically, if you have 2 Fire Kings up, you target both of yours, destroy them, destroy 2 cards your opponent controls. Doesn't have to be the same type, it just has to be 2, it just has to be the same number. And then if a Fire King card I control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead, and you can only use Skyburn once per turn. So more protection for the deck. It's really good. That's why I do run it at 2, and it also helps you get out of sticky situations. Rounding out the deck here, we are playing a 1-for-1 for, again, Ponix is a level 1, so you use this to send something, search, summon, and then just go off from there. We are playing 2 TTTs to punish hand traps. Triple tap telling, so good. I mean, you're either gonna draw, you're either gonna rip something from the hand, or you're gonna steal a monster. And finally, we are playing 3 Imperm, because Imperm is Imperm and it is standard. So that's it for the main deck. I believe it's a 40 card main deck. Onto the extra deck, we are playing the 1 Titaniclad. With Maximus, or Nadia Servant, you send this. During the end phase, you get a Dogmatika or Albaz card. Obviously, you want to send it to search your Fleur de Lis, so you could special summon it and negate something during your opponent's turn. Onto Nadir Servant stills, we are playing 2 Garura, because when this card is sent to the graveyard, you obviously draw a card. So we don't play Super Poly, but you could play Super Poly on the side, maybe even the main. But I mostly use it for the Nadir Servant, so you always have something. You always want to have fuel for Nadir Servant and your Maximus. We are playing 2 Entis. Reason being, if it's sent to the graveyard, pop something. So go ahead. You could set up a board, you go Nadir, you go Maximus, or not even a Nadir Servant. Send this to the graveyard, pop something. And Obviously you run 2 because you want more targets for Nadir Servant and Maximus. Onto the only fire XCs I have in the extra deck. You want to make this with your Sanctuary, even if it's just your turn, but you want to make this, which is your Garunix Eternity, Healing of the Fire Kings, and when this card is special summoned, you can destroy all monsters on the field. So basically you make this with 2 or more level 8 monsters. It doesn't even have to be your Fire Kings. You could even do it with Maximus or Fleur de Lis if they manage to survive. But with Sanctuary, you always want to do it with your Fire Kings. And then also, if it's during your turn, you could detach a material to destroy a back row. The most important part about this is if this card is destroyed, you could special summon Fire King monsters from the graveyard up to the number of materials it had. So if you had 2 materials, when it's destroyed, you can special summon 2 Fire Kings. And hey, if you had Sacred Phoenix, Sacred Garunix attached to it, or in the graveyard, a fire monster was destroyed. Therefore, you can special summon it and go off even more. On to still the rank 8s, we do play the one evening, the Dingirsu. There's some stuff you just want to get rid of. Non-targeting, there you go. 2 level 8s. And then we do play the one Typhon. Obvious. Typhon is Typhon. Amazing card. I never got to play it, but I do see the potential with it. If I'm stuck with a Onyx and nothing else, my opponent special summons twice, boom, I could still make a Typhon. Onto the extra deck. For links, we are running an SP Little Knight, because Little Knight is amazing. Hita, everything is fire. With how everything's going, you could even take your opponent's stuff with Hita. We are playing the Promethean Princess. It's a really good card. Fire-based, fire combo. Why not? And then we do also play the Amphibious Swarm Ship Abdominal Well, because it combos off of the Promethean Princess. And yeah, it's insane. It's fire. And for more Nadir Servant targets and Dogmatika's targets, we are playing the one Ferrigit. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw a card and put one back to the bottom. Just basically cycling through. And the Shureg, very important card due to the fact that if it is your first turn, you go Nadir Servant, send a Garura, get a Maximus, banish Garura, summon Maximus, and then Maximus effect, you could send this to graveyard. And when he's sent to the graveyard, when Shureg is sent to the graveyard, you basically are going to go ahead and add a Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monster equal to the number of banished Beast Warrior, Beast monsters you control. So if you banish Garura, you get a level 1. You know who's a level 1? Your starter, Onyx. So yeah guys, this is my version of a Fire King deck that isn't playing Snake Eyes. This is the Dogmatika version. It is a lot more budget friendly. Not too budget, but still budget. Let me know what you guys think of it, of the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Let us know how we're doing. We always appreciate it. And please guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to keep checking us out. Thank you so much.